I'm just here, going back to a new Phineas and Ferb episode review. And if you haven't seen the last one, go and check it out. We're back with the next two episodes of season 5 of Phineas and Ferb. And we start with another interesting one. And it starts with Buford and Isabella coming over to Phineas and Ferb, which, yeah, they were. Buford, Isabella, and Baljeet were with one of Buford's family members at the car wash. And yeah, we see these drones that are doing the chores in the backyard and even doing this cool imagery of, I get what it looks to be, um, at least that came to my mind, Abraham Lincoln. I don't know why. It just reminds me of Abraham Lincoln. It may actually be him. And yeah, Buford is wondering if Phineas and Ferb can help with some untangling of these Christmas lights, which apparently every year his uncle always puts up Christmas lights every year, and his mom, Buford's mom, never takes them down. And then, yeah, eventually destroying the garage as well, which, of course, Baljeet was also inside the Christmas lights. And, yeah, we see Vanessa and Monty. Yup, Major Monogram's son, because, these two are dating. And, yeah, they're actually going to be doing a dinner together and bringing both their dads over as well. Of course, Vanessa is wondering if her dad is getting ready. And of course he's got an niter, even though he's clearly said no niters, but then he makes a loophole saying she didn't say of bringing in a niter that is actually a chair. And yeah, I mean a table, not a chair, a table. And he pushes on this pedal and it brings all the food to him, which is pretty genius, I would say. And yeah, we see the Christmas lights getting untangled and making all these cool different colors. And Perry gets the message to get to Monogram, which of course he's saying about Doofenshmirtz, but also saying of how he's having dinner plans himself, and he wants to invite Perry as well. And yeah, Candace is on the phone talking to Stacy, which she's doing karate, and yeah, Monogram is with his son at the restaurant, and even see Carl and Norm and this other guy, which yeah, they're here for on the whole sidekick table, and of course they say Doofenshmirtz and Vanessa, and of course they then realize that she is dating her sworn enemy's son. Yeah, of course Monty and Doofenshmirtz are arguing as usual, but complaining about Doofenshmirtz wanting that chair because that's where the pedal is. And of course Vanessa's getting embarrassed. And yeah, Perry in a tux as well. And I don't know what it is, but apparently this girl is saying of how she got his phone number. Okay, yeah, she talks about getting the phone number. Like, alright. And yeah, we see that they are bringing out the foods and are getting ready to bring out the foods. And yeah, Doofenshmirtz tells Perry to head to his office, which is the bathroom, and talking about these different ideas. Which Perry is just not having this whole thing. Basically, he's in a mood. I would just say, even even Monogram is also in the bathroom too, talking about what Doofenshmirtz is up to, and even Norm. Like, why is everybody in the bathroom? Like, even Monogram's son's in the bathroom. Even Carl is in the bathroom. This guy is in the bathroom. This other guy is in the bathroom. Like, why is everybody just going to this talking to Perry though? And yeah, then of course Doofenshmirtz takes the chair, Monogram's chair, and they bring out the food and pulls the igniter and causes Francis's mustache to get on fire, and they bring out the dessert, which of course Vanessa wants to hear this story about Monogram's son, and of course they're complaining about the dessert, and it gets splattered everywhere, The ice cream's starting to splat everywhere, and Perry is making, I guess, a speech. You can't really understand him. Even they don't say of how they can't understand. And do you see of how big of a man baby they were? Yeah, they just say how much of a man baby that Monogram and Doofenshmirtz were. And then the whole Nader starts going crazy. Table and Nader starts going crazy and spinning, and the whole restaurant starts going into the air as well. And yeah, we see these cool lights making images, which is really cool. And of course, Candace is overlooking, and she comes out and writes a little something of her own, showing we're busted with Phineas and Ferb. And when she goes to go and get her mom, the restaurant comes and takes all the lights, and of course, it's nothing but the moon. And then we see this. I don't even know what this is supposed to be. That is like, oh, it's not your time. Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were something else. And yeah, Perry finds the self destruct button and brings it back to the restaurant down. And of course, Doofenshmirtz is like, for continuity's sake, enemies. And yeah, they psych on it. And yeah, Vanessa, yeah, even though she was embarrassed, she did seem like she had a good time though. And of course, Doofenshmirtz looking at the bill, how much it is, but then he gives it to Monty, and he's like, "Curse you, Doofenshmirtz," while he just runs away. But yeah, then we go to the next episode, and this is a very weird one, but pretty weird when it comes to Buford, I would say, especially with something he actually has been requesting actually coming true since really the beginning of the season, I would say. And yeah, it starts with their wondering of where Phineas and Ferb are up to, and yeah, they bring out with this bowl and this dough, but then it grows into bread, and Buford is like, "Wait, this can't be," and he is slapping himself and freaking out because it is actually the bread bowl hot tub, and even covers Ferb's mouth is like, "Don't say it. It's a bread bowl hot tub." Yep, they're actually making his bread bowl hot tub, and yeah, he's just wiping away the tears too. Like this is what Buford has been wanting since very early in the season, and yeah, it's finally coming true. Yeah, he's in, and he's wondering if any of them want to come in, and of course they're like, and they're trying to make an excuse not to go in it because yeah, they don't really like the idea of swimming in food. And yeah, then he gets launched into the air by this ray, which apparently is from Doofenshmirtz, as usual. And he was just trying to get rid of all the carvings and stuff. And of course, Perry Laves is like, well, and Vanessa was just trying to make a sandwich too when the bread has disappeared. And Buford wakes up from his little nap and realizes that he's on a deserted island. And of course, he has to try to find some other food. Tries to get a bunny, doesn't work. Try to get a fish, doesn't work. Even tried to get like a deer, and it doesn't work. And yeah, of course, he's just starving. And then he starts imagining his bre- bread hot tub. Yeah, his hot tub talking to him. He's hearing the hot tub talking to him, the bread bowl hot tub. And we even get a Castaway with Tom Hanks reference. Yeah, with instead of Wilson, it's a Baljeet ball on a volleyball, basically. But yeah, I knew immediately that this was referencing Castaway, which is definitely one of my favorite Tom Hanks movies, starring Tom Hanks, I would definitely say. So that was really great to see. And yeah, we see all of the different breads and foods and stuff are ending up on this island, which of course we have the song as well, which yeah, Buford has an interesting singing voice, I would say. I mean, we have heard him sing before and having different things happening too, which is quite funny. But yeah, he's got a quite interesting singing voice. And yeah, we get a Little Mermaid reference. Yeah, when he goes on top of the rock with the waves coming above in the back. Yeah, so we got a Castaway reference, and we also have a Little Mermaid reference. And yeah, he is one with nature. But then he sees these seagulls eating the hot tub and getting rid of the birds. And yeah, they're making a way to get off the island. And even going towards nighttime, even playing with volleyball, the volleyball that reminds me of Wilson with this octopus, and even playing cards too, until they see these sharks, which they're coming, take a bite of the raft, and then we see this wave coming, which then they end up floating once again. Yeah, they end up floating above and floating back to Danville, or to the tri-state area. And then, yeah, apparently the whole reverse. Doofenshmirtz just set it to reverse and eating the bread, which then he calls Perry to come back. And just, he doesn't know how to get rid of all this. And yeah, he just presses the self destruct button. He's like, why didn't I think of that? And yeah, Buford is having to say goodbye to his bread hot tub while it just goes, oh, just sinks away into the ocean. And then, yeah, they're wondering of what happened to the the hot tub, and they're like, "I'm glad we didn't have to be involved in this. Like, who would want to swim in soup?" And apparently, Ferb did, because he came out with a snorkel. So apparently, Ferb wanted to go into the hot tub too. But yeah, very interesting episodes. I like